Hello friends, my name is SagarMore and today in this video we are going to learn HTML layouts and responsive web design. So let's start. On my screen, HTML layout chapter is open and you can see the layout is being created here. The cities is the header part, the sidebar contains few links and the body portion contains the title and description. The same way, the footer is also there. And this is one kind of layout which is created with the help of HTML and CSS. Let's see the code to understand this output. At the left hand side, you can see there they have given star box sizing border box, which is a universal selector. And this box sizing border box property is there to fix the layout and so that it should not move whenever we increase the padding. So div width or layout width should not disturb. They have selected body tag and applied the Arial font to it, and if Arial font is not available, Helvetica will get applied, and if that is also not available, then the font family sans serif is there, which will get applied, whichever is there in their machine. Similarly, they have selected header tag, and for which they have given the background color and all. So we can see the background color, font size, then padding, and whatever things applied here as an output. They have also selected nav tag, and for that they have applied some kind of CSS which is there, and let me show you the HTML code for that. So whatever we saw in terms of header, so this is the header tag in which the h2 is there, which is in this white color, and the header has this background color which is applied by the CSS. Then there is a section tag, inside nav tag is there, and inside nav tag unordered list tag is there, and there are list items which are becoming menus here. So this way they are structuring our web pages, and these tags like section, nav, header, and article, and there are many which tells you the name and the purpose as well, and they are called as semantic tags. So any tag if you come across which tells its purpose by its name only, they are semantic in nature. So these tags are from HTML5 also, and some of them are from HTML4, and we are going to style these elements with the help of CSS. So footer tag is also there, where you will be able to see footer here, and in the section there is article tag which contains h1 and paragraph, which you can see here in the output. And if I show you this way by increasing the screen size, you will be able to see header, footer, sidebar, and body. So this particular layout was structured and styled with the help of CSS, where footer has some CSS, then section has some CSS properties, which is called as clear fix hack as well. We will learn about this afterwards. And article has some float properties. That's why this article is at the float and stick to this sidebar. The same way we have this now float left, and that's why this is also left hand side. And this is the way to style the layout. So this is very basic layout, but you need to understand the CSS as well. So that's why I'm not considering that to check in detail. Let's see the basics part. So now the layout which you just saw there, header, nav, section, article, aside, footer tags were used. There are many tags which are semantic in nature of HTML5, like details, summary, and there are many. But what we need is we need header, nav, section, aside, article, and footer to create this kind of layout. Of course, without semantic tags also we can create, and for that we will be using div tag, which we have seen earlier, to create the layouts. And that div tag you can use, but you have to name it with the help of some IDs to understand which one is header and which one is footer, right? So instead you can just header and footer tag you can use. So there are techniques with the help of which you can create multiple layouts, and these techniques are these. So layout techniques are CSS frameworks like Bootstrap, Material UI, or Tailwind CSS. You can use those CSS frameworks to create your layout, or you can use float property, which we have used here in our example. With that also you can use the layout. There is one more flex box which is introduced in CSS3, and that also you can use to create the layouts. And there is one more CSS grid which is also in CSS3, so that technique is also there to create the layout. So with all these techniques, you can form one layout only, but the techniques are different. You will get to know when we start CSS series. For now, understand that there are 4 ways to create the same layout. Okay. So CSS framework way, where you will be using Bootstrap or Material UI or any other library, they provide their predefined classes with which you can just apply the classes and the layout gets created. The float property which we have used in our code is the basic thing which you can try on your own without any library, and the layout will get created like this. And the flexbox thing is there, which is introduced in CSS3, as I said, with which you can also write the CSS properties like this. And display flex you will be using, and with this also you will be able to create the same layout. If you see the layout is same, but the technique is different. What is this flex, what are the properties and values, that you will get to know in next lectures whenever we start with the flex topic. And there is last technique, which is grid layout, that is also there, which you can create the same layout. So why I'm not considering all these codes to show you, because all these codes are different, which you are not aware of since we are in the HTML series. So just know that there are 4 ways to create the same layout, and it's up to you and your project which layout they have selected or you want to select. Now the next chapter is responsive web design. In this chapter we will see how to create a responsive web design, and we will see the basic part first, because the responsive chapter is huge in nature that we will cover in CSS series. For now, let's see what we have to cover in HTML series. So here, in order to create responsive website, so what is a responsive website? Is a responsive website is a website which accommodates itself according to the device screen size. So here the same website can be visible on the laptop, tablet and mobile, and but they are different in nature. So if you see, the tablet portion covers the article, heading, description and slider and the menu bar as well, whereas if you see the laptop view, it only contains menu bar and the slider. And if you see the mobile version, it does not show all the menus altogether, but also contains slider and the description and heading also of the article. So in which device or screen size what output should be there and how the website should look like, that is nothing but the responsive web design. And in order to create responsive web design, CSS3 is going to help you there. But before that, you should have this meta tag included in your HTML file in order to open responsive web design, or in order to create responsive web design, or in order to have a responsive website. This tag is very important. What this tag is, meta is nothing but the data about your web page, and you are setting it so that browser will know in the viewport what device size or the website size it should consider. So we are considering for particular viewport, width should be is equal to of device width. So whatever width of the device, that it will consider for website width. And initial scale is a zoom level, and we are setting it to the default 1.0, so we need not to zoom it and show the website. And if you apply this particular tag in your head section like this, then your website will look something like this, which is mentioned in at the right hand side image. And you need not to zoom the image, you need not to worry about how the website will fit into the device. The image and paragraph is also getting fit into the device and you need not to zoom. But whereas if you do not apply that particular meta tag, your website will look something like this, where the text is not visible clearly, image is also not fit to the device width. So that is very important tag. Okay. And when you do that, you can apply other rest of the CSS part, which will help you to design a responsive website. But in HTML, you should always keep that meta tag in your head section. So here the girl image is there with hat, and if you see, the width property is assigned to 100% of width. So let me show you the example. When I click on this try it yourself editor, you see the meta name, viewport, content, device width and the initial scale 1.0. This tag is there in the head, and that's why we will be able to generate the responsive website. So now for this image, we have given width is equal to 100%, and if you resize the window, you will be able to see that image is also getting resized to the size of window, and that is possible because we have given 100% of the width. and that is the beauty of CSS. Now let's say if we want max width property to apply, so max width is something which will take the width of the entire window only if the width of image is similar or greater than that. So let's say the greater the screen, the image is getting shrinked, and if you resize the screen to its minimum level, the image is responsive in that nature. That is because you have applied max width, and max width is 100% only if the image ratio or image actual size is greater than the screen size. So here the image is big in nature. I can show you here in the new tab. This is much of height and width the image has, but if your screen size does not have that much of width and height, then the image itself is getting shrink to 100% of the width, and that is responsive. But whenever you go beyond the image actual size, then let's say image actual size is this much, but your screen is bigger than the image, then image will not be responsive. If you apply max width property, then image will take only the space which it wanted to take it according to its width and height. But when you resize it to the lower screen, the image will be responsive. So that is the use of max width property. Height is going to be auto in this case. If you remove this auto, then also it is going to be default as a auto only height, so you don't need to provide it. There is a picture tag which is introduced in HTML5, which will help you to show multiple images to multiple devices or screen size. And this is not similar to image tag, because image tag was there to help you with to show only image to all the device width and sizes, but picture tag is going to help you with the source tag, which will allow you to select multiple source set. So source tag is there inside the picture tag, and src set is the attribute where you are applying this image. Then there is another source tag you can create where you will be applying another image. Then you can take another source tag where you will add another image, and so on. But these images are bounded to this media tag, media query, or media attribute, you can say, where you are providing the value of max width 600 pixel, let's say max width 1500 pixels, and this source attribute which will show flowers image where max width is not there. Along with image tag also we have inside the picture tag. I will tell you the use of it. Let me run the code and see which image you see. You see a flower image. If I resize it, you still see flower image, but if I increase the size of the window, you see this flower image with pink color. And if I resize the screen again to the max screen, then we will be able to see a different flower image, and so on. So this is something which allows you to show multiple images. If you see, source attribute is there where it says max width 600 pixels. So whenever max width 600 pixel or max width it says, that means maximum 600 pixel, not beyond that. You have to consider the width of the screen size below the 600 pixel. So when you here you can notice the screen size or screen width is getting changed when I resize this window, and as I resize the screen size is getting changed. When I touch this 600 point, at that time you can see the big flower image which is in pink. But when you go beyond or below the 600 pixel, you will be able to see this small flower, which is this one. Now let's say you want to consider beyond 600 pixel till 1500 pixel. So max width 1500 pixel means maximum 1500, and below that, so below that till 600 pixel we have, because we have something for at 600 pixel as well. And below 600 pixel, this small flower which is in white is getting shown, and below this 1500 pixel till 600 pixel, this big flower is getting shown. When I go to 1500 and below, this flower is getting shown. And when you don't have written any media query or media attribute which talks about the max width, then if we are beyond this 1500 pixel, which is this, because below 600 and below 1500 we have considered these two tags with source and src set attribute, and now we have this source attribute with source tag with the SRC attribute which does not have media tag and which is not assigned to any max width or any width. And in that case, when you increase the size, here you notice the screen width size. As I resize it, if we go beyond 1500, in that case we see this particular image, and that's because this particular tag is getting triggered. And let's say if we don't have this tag, then also it will get shown because we will have image tag there. So what is the use of image tag? If you don't have HTML5 enabled browser, let's say, and picture tag does not work, then it will neglect it, and this image tag will work and it will show this default image. So whenever you don't want the picture tag, or if you want to consider the cross browser compatibility or backward compatibility as well, you can keep this image tag and it will show the default image whenever the picture tag is not supported by the browser, because it is a HTML5 element. Today most of the browsers supports HTML5. Now responsive text. So there are units like pixel we have used previously, percentage also we have used, likewise VW which is viewport width, and VH is also there which is viewport height. It is nothing but our screen width or screen height, not the browser width. Okay, browser width is which is something related to percentage, but viewport width when we apply, that is not related to browser width, because if you move it, you will be able to see that we have said 10 viewport width, and as we resize it, it is getting resized because it is in iframe. Let me copy this code and paste it here in our HTML file. Yes, here it is, and I have pasted this code in our HTML file. Let me open that, and you will be able to see the actual output without iframe. And here if you notice, the responsive text is there. If I resize it, it is getting resized. If I resize it more, it is also again getting resized. So it is the size of our screen, means not only the size of our browser. Okay, so there is one more, viewport height. So it considers the height of the entire browser, not only the screen where the body part is getting shown. So whenever you consider percentage, it considers body part of our viewport, and whenever you say VW, then it is a entire viewport width, not only the body part. And when we say VH, it considers entire viewport height, means the screen height, along with these bookmark tab and these tab icons and address bar as well. So it will consider that also in the consideration. And you can do this with 10 viewport, 5 viewport, something like that. And when you do that, the text is responsive. As you resize, it is getting resized. Okay, and there is this paragraph which is not getting resized because it does not have any width in viewport width or percentage, right? And so that's why it is default pixel. Okay, so media query is another topic in responsive web design. We will cover this in our series in detail, but for now we can just see what media queries are. Just like our source tag, where we used media attribute in which we have used max width, right, for the picture tag. The same way we have to provide max width to the media query. So media queries are introduced in CSS3, where you have to write at media, your screen or your print or your speech or all these attributes are there which you can enter here. So screen means your screen only. When you say print, it will be for printer only. So when you get the print, the output will be like this, whichever you apply here. When you say speech, it is for the speech recognition or the screen reader softwares which disabled people like cognitive disease people and all, they use to read the text from their screen. And when you say all, it will get applied to all. So for now we just want to set it for screen. So we have said media, screen, and what is the max width we are targeting? So 800 pixels. So below 800 pixels, all left, main and right classes will have 100% of width, and beyond 800 pixel, whatever the default CSS we have given, which is width 60 pixel percent for main tag and 20% for left and right classes, so it will get applied. So this is going to be responsive for mobile. See, on my mobile, when I am on less screen, which is equal to mobile screen, let's say, the each element is getting stacked one by one. So one below other the elements are getting stacked, and that is because of this mediate query which says left, main and right classes should have width 100%, and that's why they are containing 100% of the width. So here is our left div, main div, and right div which classes it has, and that is getting stacked. When you go beyond 800 pixel, you will be applied this CSS, which is right 20% and main is 60% and left is again 20%. And let's see the output. We are going to beyond 600 pixel, so beyond 800 pixel, sorry. So beyond 800 pixel is this, and we can see the left hand right hand side has 20% of the width, and this one is having 60% of the width. So 20 plus 20 is 40 here and here, and this is 60 equals to 100% of the width they are covering. So this is responsive, which is getting accommodated as per the screen size, and these kind of websites you will need in today's world. Okay, so they have given some examples also at the end of the chapter. You can refer to this example, and they are creating a beautiful UI with two sidebars, menu bar, body and footer also. There are other designs also available on this website. You can visit it later. For now, we have covered most of the part from the responsive topic, and this meta tag is more important there before you apply your CSS. So Bootstrap way is also there, which is a framework way with which you can create it. And we have discussed other ways also. So today's topic covers layout chapter and responsive chapter as well. For now, we will stop here, and I hope you like the video. You can do it on your own by following this video and by considering lowering the speed of this video and follow the code one by one at your end as well. If you like the video, please press the like button and share it with your friends and family so that they can also learn HTML from the beginning. If you consider, you can subscribe and press the bell icon as well so that whenever my new video comes, you will get to know about that as well. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a nice time.